Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to Waves of 10. The overarching topic for this spring 2022 season is What's the answer? I'll ask you a question and we'll supply the answer after a few seconds. So let's continue this seventh episode with What's the sport? Let's see how many of the answers you already knew. Question 1. There are 9 players each on 2 teams, and the team to make the most score wins the game. A ball, a bat, 4 bases, and strikeouts are in this game. This is the national sport of Cuba. What's the sport? The answer is baseball. Question 2. This sport involves uppercut punches, jabs, and coordinated foot and movements. This is the national sport of Mexico. What's the sport? The answer is boxing. Question 3. Stumps, fours, sixes, bat and ball, leg before wicket, also known as LBW, bowler, batter, and all-rounder are all common words in this sport. This sport is also popular in England. What's the sport? The answer is cricket. Question 4. In this sport, a helmet, water bottle, and gloves are important to the participants. An attack, climbing, drafting, and the yellow jersey are also popular words in this sport. This is the national sport of Norway. What's the sport? The answer is cycling. Question 5. There are 2 teams and 11 players on each team. Most of the world calls this sport by one name, but a few countries call it by another. Players, except for one player, can use any part of their body while playing, except for their hands. This is Spain's national sport. What's the sport? The answer is football. Question 6. 2 teams play against each other, and while there can be over 15 players on a team, only 6 players from each team can be in the playing area during the game. Puck, stick, skates, face mask, and ice are familiar words in this sport. It is also Canada's national sport during the winter. What's the sport? The answer is ice hockey. Question 7. This sport is usually considered a female sport. However, there are some men teams around. It is a non contact sport, and goals can only be scored from inside of the circle encompassing the net. The game begins with a center pass from the center circle, and the player with the ball in their hands must release it within 3 seconds of gaining possession of it. They can release it by shooting it into the net or passing it to a teammate. This sport is also popular in Australia. What's the sport? The answer is netball. Question 8. In this game, 15 players are on one team. End zone, points, and kickoff are part of this game. Knock on, touch judge, and Gary Owen are also common terms in this sport. It is also the national sport of Fiji, of Fiji, of Fiji, of Fiji. What's the name of the sport? The answer is rugby. Question 9. This game demands the use of practically every muscle in your body. Serve. The net is off limits because if one of the players touches it while the ball is in play, they lose. And hold on to your racket while playing, because if you don't, you will also lose a point here. This sport is also popular in Scotland. What's the name of the sport? The answer is tennis. Question 10. To catch, hold, throw, or run with the ball when it is in play is a no-no. Points go all the way up to 25. No net touching and 6 players per team on the court is all part of the game. This is also the national sport of Nepal. What's the name of the sport? The answer is volleyball. Thanks for playing along, guys. Goodbye.